Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy. But you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. Was there something in my walk, how I talk, giving off the wrong energy? Was there something in my stride, too much pride, telling you to back down? Slowly, slowly you became my enemy. But you can't seem to get enough of me. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all. So if this is the last time, I guess I better make it worthwhile. Yeah, if this is the last time, I guess I better give it my all.
Tries to hold on to the bottom. Here comes Giuseppe. They make contact. They touch once, twice, 3 times.
Oh, trouble! Oh, no, Rocky into the wall. Big crash front straightaway. Huge crash coming into the triangle. No, Rocky up and into the air. They're beating and banging. Burn on the bottom. Cosman up top. Cosman, I think. No! Briar by 1/1000th of a second. Joseph now! At the line, Thunhorse pulls the win out at the stripe!
Oh, he saves it! What's going to happen here?
Here comes the canvas! Get your foot in! He's got it! He's got it! Canvas in!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pocono Raceway for tonight's running of the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K for the Barr Visuals FTF Cup Series as we continue rolling on here through these summer months. There you see the event logo. I'm Blake McCandless. I'm joined alongside tonight by Race Control extraordinaire Josh Mendoza. We got Zach Johnson down in the virtual production trailer. And Josh, how many turns do you think Pocono has? 3, 4, or 5? Because I've heard everything this week. I don't really know what to believe anymore.
Well, last time we visited here, at least in my tenure, it was for the infield road course. So I'm going to say like 22 or 23. Throw you a curveball there.
I mean, that is a thing. So thank you for that, Josh. I appreciate your helpful insight as the lead analyst tonight. As I believe we are gridded. Should we take a look at the starting grid? There you have it, right there on your screen for the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K. Brian Mercurio going to start on pole with Blake Reynolds to his outside. A couple of Coke drivers cherry picking tonight in FTF. You got Kevin King. He'll roll off from third. Brandon Hawken will start in fourth. Fifth goes to Dylan Bass, and sixth will be Logan Helton. Kevin McAdams, a career run, will start him in seventh. Eighth goes to Nick A. Miller. Ninth will be Malik Ray. Landon Mills will round out your top 10.
We got Brandon Hayes-Cattell, that 2020 Firecracker 400 winner in P11. Wyatt Tinsley on his outside. Michael P. Frisch starting behind them. And Michael I can't see this because this is so pixelated over here, Zach. But Michael Rosero, thank you. Oh, now it's disappeared. I can't see it at all. Josh Parker and Andrew Cootie, as well as Ryan Naraki and Jonathan Oates, Matthew Zwack, and Evan Rice.
That completes your top 20. It'll be Cole Paukin. Jeez. I just called him Call. We're off to a rousing start tonight. Nate Stewart, 22nd. Who's top 5 in the points. Coming into tonight, Isaac Johnson, 23rd, 24th. Devin Mistack, 25th. David Cabrera. Blake Bryant, 26th. Spencer Ray, 27th. Chris Wetzel start 28th. Brent Jones, 29th. And Ethan Quarter is 30th. I believe we're going green, so we got to do this quick. Clint Roberts, Tyler Landon, Lane Tidwell, Scotty Smith, Brett Pancari, Robert Dorman, Matt Spalding, Jake Poole, Michael Cozy Jr., Jeremy Clapper Newell, Dylan Dreiling, Jordan Kuntz, Nathan Rabideau, and Andy Margot, your 44th driver tonight. I hope the pace car. Yep, there goes the pace car pulling in 100 laps set to go on the docket for tonight as he works into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and Josh, we are racing at Pocono.
We are. This does appear to be racing here at Pocono. Gonna go into turn number 1. I don't know. Is turn number 2 also in this corner? We'll find out here.
Does Pocono have 5 turns or Bristol have 2 turns? I'm not really sure, but nevertheless, Brian Mercurio going to be clear off of the turn that's on that end of the speedway. The working kind of the, well, I'll just call it the tunnel turn. We won't number it. As Mercurio will downshift into that section. You can still see them 2 and 3 wide, though, in the middle of the pack. Nick Miller kind of in the middle of a sandwich right there. They might go 4 wide, but they'll settle it out right around Miller, Brandon Cattell. It looks like we're going to be able to make it through 1 lap here at Pocono.
We're going to go ahead and work our way out of turn number, the last one. And they're side by side pretty much through the mid-pack right now, all the way back to about 27th or 28th. Got some good action as there's no 3-wide action right now on this lap, but I guarantee we'll see more of that.
Certainly so. You look in turn number 2 right there, still contested around the mid-pack. Brian Mercurio still up front. Blake Reynolds trying to chase him down. As we mentioned earlier, a couple of Coke Series drivers kind of, I don't know.
This is like bushwhacking, coming down to the FTF Series. And
in a way, there's a change for third behind him. Here comes Logan Helton.
Look at that.
That'll be for fourth, actually. Helton on the inside. Yeah, he's going to get it.
That's easy.
Well, you know.
I know exactly what you're saying, Blake. I think all the viewers know it, too.
This is going to be a great show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You see them kind of work it out, single file. The draft, very important here. Oh, a big send on the inside from Dylan Basin. For about 6. My goodness, he's going to get about 3 spots if he can clear, and he just doesn't get clear. Boy, that was close, though.
The slow car on the inside, that was Matt Spalding. Looked like they joined a little late to the session, so just getting in about 1 lap down, or not sure. Yeah, 1 lap down currently, so. Blake, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Josh. Thank you for asking. I just saw Hickory finished up in Flow Racing. Landon finished second.
Got 6 to go in the SRX right now. Tony Stewart's leading that one. Chase Elliott's racing on the outside of that. We got multi-action commentary happening.
You're telling me Tony Stewart's winning a dirt race against a bunch of non-dirt racers? Wow, that's a crazy development right there. We'll get more at 10 o'clock tonight.
And as soon as I said that, Chase Elliott just passed him. So
Oh, wow.
things are happening here. Like, we got a little side-by-side action.
Yeah, we do. We have a little bit of side-by-side action going into the tunnel turn. It's pretty much the only side-by-side battle on the racetrack, and Nick Miller is able to clear Wyatt Tinsley. So Tinsley goes back to 10th. He's lost a couple of spots. Or actually, no, Basin has lost a number of spots since the drop to the green. Tinsley has moved up a number of spots. He started in 12th. He's in 9th already.
It looks like Malik Ray, it's like a little battle right here for third. Logan Helton is pushing Malik Ray right next to Kevin King. They kind of got connected a little bit, and Malik Ray's going to send it off into the first corner. As see on screen right here, a little 3-wide action.
Ray has done it quickly, and he's trying to get up front and get that clean air. It's very important, but you can see how much the draft works against him as they form up there on the top side, and Logan Helton's going to go on by. Landon Mills is going to try his hand at it. Track position is pretty much everything here, if I'm being honest. It's so important.
I think when you look at the line of cars and you realize it's a conga line, and anyone who's outside of it is just falling to the rear, you know that's where track position is going to be the most important thing of the day.
We're going to start lap number 6. Again, this is 100 laps tonight, folks, in the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K. One car is blinking back there. It's an orange car. That was around, I don't know, 20th or so. Ryan Naraki is hemorrhaging spots. He is very slow in turn 1. Thinking he may have had an issue. He's going to lose another spot here to the outside. That's Josh Parker who goes on by.
Be able to get in line here. Evan Rice is directly behind him, about a car length, now half a car length back. But that's going to allow him not to bleed any more spots. Ended up settling out, I think, what's that, 15th or so?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's about 15th. Now granted, he gained a couple of spots at the beginning of the race.
So it just balances out. As Thanos says, everything is in balance.
And they are all single file on the front stretch. And they are all single file in the corner, too. I was wondering, though, we saw a little bit in the Coke race that some guys kind of moved up, especially in the first set of corner or corners, depending on how many turns you think are here. Saw a couple of guys running up to the top, and I think as this run goes on, you'll see some drivers kind of test that lane out for some clean air as you ride on board here at the Barr Visuals onboard camera.
Little side-by-side action.
It looks like Dylan Basin going to be clear off the corner to get that spot.
That was really cool. We got a little camera, seeing what he's up to, driving the car, seeing how he's feeling. That is prime FTF broadcasting at its best.
Look how high Basin is going to go in turn 1. The first driver to kind of go up there. Maybe he was listening to the broadcast, and Nick Miller has to shut the door on Brandon Hawken behind him as Basin gets a huge run there off the top of turn 1.
You know, Nick Miller just about got turned right there. Hawken barely gave him the room to get off of the corner. That was looking to be a collection. Nick Miller just hit the wall. Yeah, this doesn't seem to be making him stressed out or worried or losing any confidence. He sends it on the inside of Dylan Basin.
Josh, I'll ask you a question. Fuel is usually pretty important at a track like Pocono, right?
Well, yeah, it's what makes you go forward. So I'd say that's probably the most important thing that you need. I'd say if you want to win this race, you're going to need fuel. And I don't know, you might need more of it before the end of the race. I'd say we have 70% fuel limit. Something tells me you're not going to make it 100 laps on a 70% fuel tank.
No, I doubt that that's going to happen. So do you think they're going to come down at a certain point and go to pit road and they're going to add fuel?
I would say that, I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'd probably bet on yes. I mean, you could probably not add fuel, but I don't think you're going to make it the full distance. I don't even know if you'll make it halfway, Blake.
Well, I know at least full distance in these cars is probably about mid-30s or so on fuel mileage. So.
Oh well, then yeah, you're definitely
correct.
You're definitely not making it to the end on one tank of gas. Although one of these cars might be illegal, they could have plenty of fuel. I don't know. If you find out that somebody gets disqualified for having a extended fuel tank, then you heard it here first, folks.
I don't know if there's any person that would know about illegal cars post race, it would probably be the e-racer camp.
Oh, well, that's just why you calling us out like that, man?
I mean, I'm just saying, this is your area of expertise more than likely.
Well, I am an official, so I would know what makes an illegal car, and I'll tell you right now, any fuel tank that is larger than other fuel tanks is probably, that just seems unfair to me. Like,
all right, what?
We are single file. What do you do in this position? If you're sitting here, you know you can't really make a move. How do you make up spots here?
I think the biggest thing is you're just waiting, right? You want to hope that you're saving your tires. You're kind of riding around. You see kind of this top 5 right here. A couple cars kind of trying to dive out of line, get a little bit of clean air. But the one thing you don't want to do is lose the draft. So I think that's why you see most of the drivers up front that are pretty similar in pace. You're not seeing too many moves. Because the one thing is, if you try to make a pass and it doesn't work, you lose a lot of time here. You get side drafted, you get left out of line, and the whole line moves after they draft together without you. So you have to be really calculated on when you make your moves here. We see track position matters a lot here. Is Malik Ray going to gain a little bit of track position up here? He's going to take third. We see another battle right here side by side off of the corner. This is off of turn 3. You see the 23 machine. That is Michael Rosario trying to make up a spot. You see how much that side draft helps, how much Josh Parker kind of helps Rosario there get into the corner a little bit better.
Yeah, he was. Andrew was not too pleased with the side drafting. He said, if you push me, we can actually catch those guys in front of us. But I don't think Rosario really cared about catching those people. I think he just wanted to pass Andrew Cootie.
You see a lot of drivers in the midfield, perhaps if they didn't really get a great qualifying run, trying to make up some track position here. The top 7 the top 8 or so have really formed up quite nicely, kind of made their own pack. Not a whole lot of double file going on, not a whole lot of drivers trying to make moves. Dylan Basin looks like he's going to peek to the inside of Landon Mills here. He's going to break that side draft, which actually kind of hurt him right there. Probably needed to hold it a little bit longer, but he's going to try to make the pass here into turn 1. This would be for 6th. And Mills is going to hold it off. But this is what happens. You go side by side, and that distance that you kind of had with that front pack, you start to lose it here as you start side drafting each other and dragging each other back.
The single file right now. They got it sorted away as they go into the tunnel turn. Oh, right in front of Kevin McAdams, Brandon Hawkins just got into the wall on corner exit, kept it together, and oh man, that Kevin McAdams car is making me real hungry right now. I go for some Doritos.
You know, I'm not the biggest. Oh wow, you have some ready at your side.
I'm ready to go.
Prepared here. I gotta say, like, as far as chips go, like, I'm not a big chips person in general, but there's just something about Doritos, man. Like, I'm just not like a super like, I'll eat it, but like I'm not enthusiastic, to like eat some Doritos. It's not one of my like go-to snacks.
Well, what's your go-to chip then?
Again, I don't eat chips very often, but anything that's kind of like kettle cooked is usually what I aim for. Or like some of my favorite chips is, we got a little bit of swiping off the wall there. I believe that was McAdams off of turn 2. But I'm kind of like the the Jimmy John's chips, like the barbecue chips. Those are probably my favorite chips right there. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big Doritos Cool Ranch guy. Blake, I hate to cut off the chip talk, but I think Brandon Hawkins is going to wreck his car here soon. Every corner exit, he is so sideways. He can't keep it underneath him. As you see.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Oh,
Drifting through the corner. He's got a pit. There's no way he's going to last. That right rear is scorching right here, which, by the way, these drivers are racing on a track temperature that's a nice, cool and crisp 138 degrees Fahrenheit. So Hawken is just trying to hang on here. He's gonna have to pit here soon.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of that 87 race you just ran, the World 600. You know, you could always tell that a car was about to blow a tire because their corners, they would never be able to rotate. Oh my goodness. Dude, Hawken.
He's got a pit.
No,
There's just no way.
I thought the World 600 taught people the pit when your car was doing this, but apparently not.
I'm surprised. I'm looking through the field, and Hawkins really the first one I see that is really loose. We're starting to see a couple more drivers. I mean, sliding and getting loose, but not as bad as Hawken is. I mean, he's kind of in a league of his own right now.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I think he's gonna wreck it here in the next 5 laps. I'd be willing to bet on it.
Well, thank you, Josh. I'll let you do that. Big moment off at turn 2. I was looking around the Blake Bryant machine. You saw on your screen right there, right in front of Michael Cozy Jr. Somebody getting all out of shape. That is still Brandon Hawken. My goodness. He is utilizing a lot of car control. Is there someone else way back in the field that's off the pace and out of shape? That's Chris Wetz. Got really loose off of turn 3. You know, we saw that a lot in Cup qualifying and Cup practice. Off of turn 3 is kind of the real trouble spot of these cars.
Yeah, it just seems like you can't get the power down. It's too flat of a corner. It's awkward. How much downforce do you want to put into it? And then it just slides out from underneath you. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I would do.
We had a change for the lead just a little while ago. Blake Reynolds took the top spot over Brian Mercurio. Mercurio looks awfully loose right now. He was in first. He's now back to almost fourth. I think these drivers kind of fighting that loose condition. Well, it is one of those things, Josh, when you talk about Pocono, you can't be great. Your car can't be really, really good in every single corner. It's just about impossible.
Well, you have 3 different corners. None of them are identical. They're all based off of 3 different tracks. And
do you know the 3 different tracks?
3? What? Huh?
Yeah, you know the 3 different tracks that the corners are based off of. Do you know like the names of the tracks that they're based off of?
Yeah, in Indianapolis. And oh my goodness, Brandon Hawken almost lost it off of corner exit. What was the question?
The 3 tracks. You said Indy for turn 2.
I'm glad we live in a country where you can ask questions like that, Blake. That is, do you know the other 2, Blake?
Yeah, the Milwaukee Mile and Trenton in turn 1, an old defunct racetrack.
Yeah, the tip of my tongue. Tip of my tongue.
Hawken is still, I mean, at this point, I'm surprised Hawken hasn't pit. You know, there are stages in this race, correct? Oh, my goodness. He still hasn't pit. I think he wanted to right there, and he couldn't get down quick enough.
I'm imagining the drift, that drift meme music playing every time he's in the corner, because he's about having to drift every single one of these corners.
You know, Josh, golly, I mean, I don't know how much longer Hawken can hold on.
I think he heard me say I think he's going to crash in 5 laps or less, and he's taking that as a challenge before he pits. He just typed on the straightaway while he's in the middle of handling this car.
Not all heroes wear capes. As Hawken has fallen from the top 10 to about the 29th and about the 30th position now. I think he's enjoying the airtime, honestly. I think that's why he's kind of still doing this.
I think Dockett is especially appreciating that airtime. I mean, we're only 20 laps into a 100-lap race. If you can, you know, show off your airtime and
What?
oh boy, it's just Hawking. He's just turning every which way except for the right way.
Figures the race control guy is like, it's like you're waiting to throw the caution. You're like watching it and you're just anticipating that he's going to spin at some point. We've been caution free up to this point. We're nearly a fifth of the way through this race.
I will stop paying attention to the guy almost wrecking, and he managed to keep it underneath him.
Let's see, the stages are 20, 30, and 50. So I believe we just completed the end of stage 1. So Blake Reynolds is your stage winner. Hawken finally going to come down to pit road after the stage ends.
Well, I think Blake, he's going to take some tires here.
I would not be shocked if that were the case. Reynolds, your stage winner. Then Kevin King, Brian Mercurio, Logan Helton, Dylan Basin, your top 5. Ray, Miller, Cattell, McAdams, and Wyatt Tinsley, your 10 drivers that collect stage points. We're hearing a couple of calls over the radio that drivers are looking to perhaps come down and pit. But what'll be really interesting here, Josh, we only have 10 laps until the end of the next stage. So, I mean, maybe do you try to save and win stage 2? I don't think you can make that far on fuel, or at least it's really close.
I thought we had about 28 laps to go. I thought stage 2 ended at lap 50. Am I misunderstanding?
You know, that's probably something we should know.
So, I would say you go down and take tires. I don't think you're going to make it to lap 30 on fuel, even if it does end on stage or on lap 30.
See side by side into turn number 2.
I think we've only had one taker on pit road thus far. That'd be Hawken, at least since the end of the stage.
Now, we did have some drivers pull off the racetrack in the midst of that stage. Devin Mistack, Matt Spalding are both 2 laps down. But they are currently running on the racetrack. 44 drivers started. We had 46 attempt to qualify. 2 were sent home. That was Jacob Case and AJ Green. Green did not put down a time in qualifying, and Jacob Case, more than likely, I mean, he ran a lap where he probably lost control of the car at some point. See someone else on pit road. There's Scotty Smith in the 23 car. Comes to the attention of his pit crew.
Not hearing a lot of people talking pit road just yet. As we see on our screen right here, 66 leader, Blake Reynolds. No real battle for the lead yet, but I mean, he makes one mistake and he's got Kevin King and Brian Mercurio right on his tail, ready to take over that position in a moment's notice.
Well, Brian Mercurio, he lost the lead a little bit earlier. It's about 5 or 6 laps ago that Blake Reynolds really made his move. Or probably it was a little longer than that, maybe 8 or 9 laps or so. And it looked like he was really loose. He was falling back. He was maybe going to kind of fall off this lead group, but he's done a solid job staying in traffic, getting that car to work well. I wonder if that clean air, with how loose we've seen a lot of cars, if being out in clean air kind of hurt that car, kind of over-rotated it, got the right rear heated up, but nevertheless, he's kind of reined it in, done a nice solid job staying behind Kevin King there. King has looked very solid tonight. He's always a tough competitor, a favorite whenever we watch this FTF Cups, Barr Visuals Cup Series.
Yeah, Kevin King seems to win every race I've commentated thus far for FTF. So we hear the 48 is going to come down pit road this time. See a couple of takers back there.
Again, so I at this point, I'd have to imagine that you can make it to the end of the stage at least a lap 30, because otherwise I think everybody would have pit to try and come back down. Split this second stage a little more evenly, as we'll go to lap 50 there on a stage number 2. We get confirmation on that. There we see Andy Margot coming on to pit road. has done a great job moving up 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. And did he just miss his pit stall? I think he might have just missed his pit stall.
I think so. That
You really hate to see that. Marco,
yeah,
I'm looking.
not good.
Yeah, he missed his pit stall.
That's rough. That is not the type of error that you want to make on a track like this. You have
Actually, no, he didn't. So I'm a liar. So he started 44th, and I'm assuming that there were 44 pit stalls, and I forgot that he's actually sharing a pit stall with the race leader. So I was mistaken. I thought there were 44 pit stalls here. He drives by what wasn't his pit stall, and he's sharing one with the leader. So,
that is so nice of the leader to go out there and loan the pit crew and to allow them to be able to do that. That's the kind of racing. That's what racing is all about. Family.
yes, family. Very important. You still see up here for the lead, it is tight between Reynolds, King, and Mercurio, and I think Mercurio is going to be the first of your top 3 to head onto pit road. There he goes. Slows down, gets down to pace speed, or pit road speed rather, which is 55 miles an hour, and my goodness, he is going to bring almost the entire field with him, as this would be splitting that run to the end of stage 2 halfway. So not too shocked that about lap 26 or so that we're going to see a majority of the field here head to pit road.
It is a busy place on pit road. You name that driver, they're probably on pit road right now. This is... What kind of mistakes do you not want to make right here, Blake?
Well, you don't want to overshoot your stall. You want to make sure the tires get on and the fuel gets added, as it looks like Mercurio going to win that race off of pit road with that second pit stall. Mind you, the fall off in these tires is quite significant. It's about 3 seconds. As you see them side by side off of pit road. That's a nice little battle there that continued off of pit road between Malik Ray and Helton. Ray gets the better end of that. But a large fall off here, 3 seconds, as Reynolds, King, and Nate Stewart, as well as a lot of drivers who did not come down that first time, Michael Frisch, plenty of others starting to make their way to pit road as well.
Yeah, we have the race leader, Blake Reynolds, is in, Kevin King right behind him, and Michael P. Frisch is going to come down pit road as well.
And I believe that's going to be everyone. Nobody's going to be able to go through lap 28 on this cycle. We'll see what this does in terms of the battle for the lead. And Brian Mercurio gets a monstrous lead over Blake Reynolds and Kevin King. So that that shows you that huge fall off. It's nearly 3 seconds. And Mercurio, who was just about to fall off that lead pack, is up by a lot. Just through 1 lap of having fresher tires. Now, they're going to form up here. They can draft and probably chase him down. But, he still gets to enjoy a lot of clean air up here as a result.
I mean, that's 2.5 seconds over the course of 1 lap is what he separated himself with from Blake Reynolds, who is now in 5th, and Kevin King is in 6th, formerly 1st and 2nd. So, that's kind of insane just how much a short pit like that is going to make up.
Makes a pretty big difference as I look down the running order and tell you a couple drivers that have done a pretty nice job making their way through the field. Perhaps the most noteworthy one is Michael Cozy Jr. started in the 39th position and is already up after this cycle up to 13th. So Cozy has done a pretty tremendous job working his way through traffic to try to get up through to the front of the field. Josh Parker started in 15th. He's now up to 7th. And even Nathan Rabideau back further in the field started in the 43rd position. He's now up to 28th, so he's gained about 15 spots since the drop of the green flag. So a stellar job by a lot of these drivers to, especially in a race where we have not had a single caution flag, Josh. I don't want to jinx it, but a solid start so far to this 73 Pennsylvania 400K.
I was listening to the radio while you were talking there, Blake, and Malik Ray came over and said, somebody else needs to lead. My damage is too much. So I don't know if they're actually going to catch Brian Mercurio if they let Malik stay out in front. And I think they've actually lost a little bit of time to him. Yeah, they were 0.2 slower last lap.
That's interesting. So Ray in the lead. I'm trying to look at his car and see what type of damage he has, because it looks like the nose is clean, the rear end of the car, there's nothing bent on that end. I'm wondering if maybe he scraped the wall once and wasn't able to fix the damage on pit road.
I'm not quite sure, but I mean, the numbers don't seem to be lying right now. Let's see. Brian.
Yeah, I don't see any damage on Malik Ray's car, so
they were just about even that last lap, only 0.02 of a second faster. But you're not going to make up 2.5 seconds going 0.02 of the time.
No, more than likely not. But yeah, I'm looking at Ray, and I don't see any damage on that car, so it's always nice sometimes to think that you have damage, and I've fallen guilty of that too, that you're slow, so you're like, oh, you know, I must have damage. But at least from what I see, I don't see anything on that 700 car. Helton in third, Dylan Basin in fourth. They pit a lap earlier than Blake Reynolds and Kevin King, but they've kind of latched on to the back end of this pack. Just behind, you have Josh Parker and Kevin McAdams, who are trying to chase down that group that is battling for the second position. They are just on the outskirts of that draft. McAdams, that last time, he ran about dead even with them, so he's trying his best to get in the wake of Kevin King so he can run with this pack.
Yeah, that's a tall order, and I think I just saw Dylan Basin going side by side right now with Logan Helton. Looks like he got kind of tired of waiting for Logan to do something to try and pass Malik Ray here.
That's going to help Kevin and Josh.
Yeah, that'll definitely slow that pack up right now.
Well, again, what makes a lot of speed is not just having the draft in front of you. So much speed in these cars is made by having a car behind you, by having that air bubble kind of push you forward. And that's one thing that when you're in Kevin's spot, when you're kind of between two packs, is really hard to reconcile, because you're far enough back from the lead group that you're not really getting their draft, but you also don't have anybody behind you to kind of push you down the straightaway and make you a little bit quicker. And that last lap, it kind of showed right there. McAdams about 0.2 off this group in front of him, so may not have quite enough to try to latch on and stay with them. As far as Mercurio's concerned, he's still one of the fastest cars on the racetrack, so despite having a lap older tires, is doing a solid job kind of building on his lead right now over Malik Ray in second. And
I think, who is that we're looking at on screen?
Brandon Hawken.
I think that's Brandon Hawken again. As Blake Reynolds right now is passing Dylan Basin. And I believe somebody got wrecked or loose, but no caution yet.
And it's one car that's slow and off the pace. That is Robert Dorman. The 46 car, you can see he's taking the access road to turn 3, and he has a left rear wheel, I think, that's damaged. And I think it was contact, it was contact with Tyler Lanin in turn 2. We'll see it right here off the exit. Lanin kind of gets loose, comes down, and Dorman has nowhere to go to the inside wall. But he has a meatball flag, has to come get that car serviced. It's the left front, actually, that's damaged on that car. So you can see his car getting some attention now, but he's going to be held for a while. We still stay under green.
I'd say that's at least 8 minutes of damage right there. That's going to be a tough recovery for anyone to make, even, just to try and catch up and get back on the lead pack. So that's going to be a tough way to end the day.
I believe the only other car that's had a major issue is Dylan Dreiling right now. As far as penalties are concerned, he's one lap down right now in 41st. See him on the front straightaway there. I believe he maybe sped on pit road or something during his green flag cycle.
Now, Blake, you were mentioning Kevin McAdams earlier and kind of being in an awkward position of too far from the pack ahead to make up time and too far from the pack behind for them to be able to come up and push you. Strategically, do you want to fall back and have the pack behind kind of push you if it's
Absolutely not.
No? All right.
You won't gain that time back by falling back to the other pack. You hope that they kind of form up and catch you, and you just want to try to stay close. If that pack in front of you gets battling, which they kind of are right now, it'll help you a little bit not lose too much time. And the one benefit of kind of being on your own is you have a little bit of clean air, so you're able to turn a little bit better. You're not as tight in traffic, so he kind of has enough clean air that if that pack behind him you could see forming up with Cattell, Wyatt Tinsley, Nick Miller, and a couple of other drivers, if they can form up and catch McAdams, McAdams can be a really good leader of that second pack because he's had clean air pretty much this entire run.
It looks like Blake Reynolds and Kevin King were able to get through and pass Malik Ray, Dylan Basin, and Logan Helton, and they do appear to they seem to be generating themselves a little bit of a gap. So we may see these two, Blake Reynolds and Kevin King, be able to make up time on Brian Mercurio, as they were 0.4 of a second faster that last lap than Brian Mercurio, and have cut that lead down to 2.2 seconds, originally 2.6 just a few laps ago.
Yeah, you can see them get clear. Another driver coming down to the service of his crew. That is Clint Roberts in the 87. At least before coming down, was running in 35th position. He makes a stop in the midst of this long green flag run. This is the first FTF race I've called of the year, but I will have to say this is probably one of the longer green flag runs, either laps-wise or mileage-wise, we've seen this season. So great start to this race. You can see Brandon Cattell right there off the corner has done himself some favors to work his way to the top 10, but it looks like Wyatt Tinsley going to try to take advantage of that and pass the 80 car. And Cattell looks like not going to put up much of a fight here.
And to follow up, Clint Roberts went ahead and is done for the day, disconnected from the session. So that'll be all for Clint Roberts' story today.
I realize this race is 40 laps longer than the truck race today. And the truck race was only 60 laps.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, Cattell got really tight off of turn 2. Nearly got into the wall. Nick Miller's going to be able to make his way by. You see right behind Malik Ray there. Good battle going on there. Dylan Basin on the top, trying to get around Logan Helton. Looks like Helton going to think better of it, not pull Basin back with the side draft, and they'll try to help one another. As you can see, King and Reynolds have kind of stretched a gap over Ray, Basin, and Helton. So they're kind of trying to figure we just need to settle things out here. You can see way up top there in turn 1, that high group perhaps starting to kick in for Dylan Basin.
Yeah, that leads down to 1.5 seconds. So I think we're 5 laps away from potential for a lead change, if that even. They are way quick.
I see a lot more rubber on the track. The track temp has increased to 138. Now 137 as I say that. So track temperature is definitely sky high here. It'll probably, I imagine it'll stay the same or perhaps increase just a little bit. It is 2:16 p.m. in the sim. So imagine that its peak is probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock or so. So at least going to stay steady, if not increase just a little bit here in the later going. But really good race going on right now. Michael Cozy Jr. has caught up to the tail end of the top 10. And again, Cozy has done a tremendous job. Started in 39th, was in, I believe we were talking about him a little while ago. He was in 15th after that green flag pit cycle, passed another couple of cars, and is now up into the top 10. So Cozy doing a great job.
Yeah, he is making moves. He's on a mission. I know Cozy can get as much as he can out of any situation, and a race like this, I think he's very much in contention to win it, even starting from the back.
Cozy trying to move his way up into the top 10 right now. Brian Mercurio holding on to a lead over Blake Reynolds. It was about 2.5 seconds. It's now down to a second. When we come back, I'm sure we'll have a good battle on our hands as we continue on with the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K. All right, back with you here from Pocono, and just like I predicted, we have a battle for the lead on our hands through the midst of this second green flag run. Brian Mercurio, who has led a majority of this race and led the early portion from pole position, is now under attack. It's trouble. Spin off at turn number 3. Malik Ray goes for a 360. They keep it going straight, and I don't believe we're going to get a yellow flag, Josh.
I don't think so. That was one car out of the racing groove and got it rolling so quickly. I don't see a reason for a yellow here. I say we keep it green. It's going to be fun.
A call that Eric Eastep would appreciate is now back up front, side by side for the race lead at turn number 2. Blake Reynolds trying to get by Brian Mercurio. Mercurio trying to fend him off on the top side. Both drivers a big slide. That's going to help Kevin King make up some ground. So Mercurio still trying to hold off Reynolds. I just don't know if he has quite enough in that machine, that 41 car, to be able to do it. Reynolds gets clear, and Blake Reynolds goes back to the top spot.
Do you think that is the result of him pitting one lap earlier, or do you think he just overcooked his tires?
I think Reynolds, at least during that last run, Reynolds just seemed to be a little bit quicker. Oh, another spin. Malik Ray goes around again, and Ray is going to pit. And that was not, there was no contact there. Malik Ray scraped the apron. And I think after a certain amount of time, he actually never spun. He just locked it down and drifted. He's going to come to the attention of his crew. Not sure if he's going to pit here and be done, or if he's going to go back on the track as he overshoots his pit stall. That's the first spin that he had. He missed pit road after that, but a great job. I mean, as far as doing a 360 and getting back rolling, does a tremendous job there. And I guess with this high track temperature, Josh, it's so hot that we saw it with Brandon Hawken earlier. As soon as the right rear is heated up, you're a goner.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that's exactly what happened there to Malik.
And Malik just left pit road, so he's staying in it. He's going to be one lap down right now, and he's going to be hoping for a caution sooner rather than later. He will be I believe, the free pass person that can get it, if the lucky dog, whatever they call it in this league.
You know, he had a moment off of pit road. He nearly lost it. Now, these drivers, at least starting the race, overall had 7 sets of tires, so they have quite a few, and, you know, the lack of cautions really makes it so I don't think having enough sets of tires is really going to be a factor. But Ray is going to try to run this thing out, maybe make up some time here and catch a yellow at the right time. He has gone a lap down to your race leader in Blake Reynolds. And he is still just, I mean, he's drifting all over the place right now.
You know, something tells me he's just out there having fun at this point. He doesn't really care. He's 1 lap down. If a caution comes out, a caution comes out. But he's out there to have a good time.
I would likely agree with you there, assuming that he has the 4 fresh tires. You can see kind of lighten up the rear tires once again in turn 1. Another driver making their way onto pit road as Ray, again, really loose through turn 1. And I think this time it may come with some damage, and he's just going to pull off here.
Okay. So he just came over the radio. He said, I didn't take tires. I just wanted to get my damage fixed. So he was still fighting that same loose condition.
All right, that explains a little bit more. I was wondering why he was so loose, but yeah, I think this is just, again, the track temp is so hot. It's 91 degrees, 137 track temp. That, yeah, if you heat up that right rear a certain amount, it never comes back. Which, again, not too unlike what I had at Hickory about a month ago, so it's not too far off as the battle for second starting to heat up now. Brian Mercurio, Kevin King off of turn 1 into turn 2. I think King right now content to push Mercurio and try to keep them within striking range of Blake Reynolds. They sit about 3 or 4 car lengths back of your top runner. And yeah, I don't think King, well, as soon as I say that, he's going to go ahead and make that move to try to get second spot from Brian Mercurio. So down to the bottom of the racetrack goes the 29, the team Chevrolet. How much of a fight is Mercurio going to put up here? It's going to be enough to lose both of them a little bit of position to your race leader.
I think that's just a bow-tied box of a stage win right there. I mean, side by side down the front stretch, you're going to lose so much time. I don't think Kevin King's going to be able to catch up. We got 2 laps to go in this stage. Highly unlikely that he's going to be able to catch up and battle for the stage win here.
Well, not at this point, and Mercurio just lets him go now with 2 laps to go, so I'm sure King saving all the tire that he can to try and mount a charge here with just about a lap and a half left here in stage 2. Reynolds was your stage 1 winner, and of course you have to imagine as far as looking forward in this race, it's probably around the end of this stage and then about lap 75 or so is when you'll see most of these drivers come onto pit road. It looks like this race is kind of being split into 4 segments, both through the stages and the fact that we limited the fuel in these cars a little bit. So white flag in stage 2, Reynolds, now King in second, Mercurio, your top 3.
Okay, there is a massive group of cars around P25. They are side by side racing like crazy here.
My goodness.
This is most action we got. Some people are coming down pit road to take advantage of the stage break. They know everyone else is going to be, well, I say stage break, there isn't a stage break, but
there's stage end. Yes, that's the way to term it.
That's going to kind of dictate some strategy here.
Oh man, so Blake Reynolds about made contact with Andy Margot off of turn 2. Margot gets out of the way, but it looks like Reynolds going to pay no mind to it, going to be able to hang on here off of turn number 3. Reynolds will sweep the 2 opening stages here in the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K. King in second, Mercurio in third. It looks like Dylan Basin is in fourth. Logan Helton crosses the line in fifth. 6 goes to Michael Cozy Jr. My goodness, what amount of a charge that he has put up so far in this race. Wyatt Tinsley, Nick Miller, and Nate Stewart in a close battle with Landon Mills gets the last stage point by about 5/100ths of a second. You see your top 10 on the board right there. Those are the drivers that score stage points, and I imagine before too long, we'll see a number of drivers who start to make their way onto pit road.
I don't, Blake, do you short pit this? I mean, there was such a lead that you generated when Brian Mercurio came down one lap before everyone else. Do you think you make up 5 seconds here if you come down 2 laps before everyone else?
Well, I think there's more. There's definitely more to it now, especially because it's broken up here at the front. So I think a short pit could kind of work. King and Reynolds kind of caught a bigger group of about 5 or 6 cars and were able to draft with them. It's a little more broken up here at the front of the field. So I wonder if, kind of staying out is not a bad play here. We saw in the Coke Series race, I think that was really telling. Casey Kerwin was a great example. He was out front, cruising, had clean air, was pulling away in a great spot in first. He stayed out a very long time in that race. Now, granted, it was a lot more competitive. There were more cars that were close together up in the top 10, so that changes things a little bit. But Kerwin kind of cycled back out to about 16th or 17th spot, and he wasn't really going to move up at all because track position is so important. So Mercurio deciding that it's important, he is going to short pit both Blake Reynolds and Kevin King again. So Mercurio on pit road. We've had a number of drivers start to make their way onto pit road, but he will join that list of drivers.
Yeah, quite a few of them. We got Michael Cozy Jr. also came down pit road. Kevin McAdams, Wyatt Tinsley. So large group of drivers, and Blake Bryant all comes down pit road right now. It is a busy place to be down in pit road.
It is, as Mercurio will pull into the pit stall that he shares with Andy Margot.
That is just the feel-good story of the century right there.
I mean, it's like Formula One. You got to make sure you're not pitting at the same time. You see Mercurio making his way off of pit road. Likewise, you'll have a couple of drivers that may cycle in front of him, or at least be close to it. Michael Cozy Jr., Kevin McAdams also exiting pit road. Brandon Cattell as well had already pit. It looks like Reynolds and King going to stay out for now.
Interesting. So we're going to see what 2 laps of difference here on a fresher set of tires versus older tires is going to do for them.
Mason's on pit road. Helton's on pit road. Nate Stewart has still stayed out, so he's at least up to 4th now. Has not come down pit road yet.
He is 14 seconds behind the leaders, so that's quite a way back.
So Stewart, I think it's really Reynolds, King, and Stewart as far as some of your top runners are concerned that have not made their way down to pit road. Got to tell you, I'm a little surprised with the run out of Michael P. Frisch. I'm surprised he hasn't been more of a factor in this race. He's on pit road right now, getting some service, kind of running back in around the 25th position. I don't think he has any damage, but usually that Barr Visuals machine is quite strong. And we'll see if maybe he can recover a little bit, as both Blake Reynolds, Kevin King have made their way onto pit road.
We'll see where.
Throw it down to Jacob Hiss.
Well, let's throw it down to Sean Butler instead.
What am I doing?
What's going on?
Hi, Sean.
Oh,
What's
hey.
going down on pit road, Sean?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Josh. There's a few pit stops happening right now. Blake Reynolds is on pit road, coming in from the lead in this cycle. Kevin King right behind him. Left side tires going up on both machines, as we see Jeremy Clapper Newell exiting the pit lane, but both Reynolds and King are down and away at the same time, so they each exit right on their tail.
Well, at least it's good to know we at least have one good broadcaster in the booth tonight, now that Sean M. Butler is here.
Unreal.
So you see, Brian Mercurio has a much larger lead than what he previously had over Blake Reynolds and Kevin King, as they stayed out 2 laps longer. So Mercurio gets several seconds, about 6 or 7 in the bag. That's a little bit larger than the lead that he had last time out. So really interested to see how he can hold on to this top spot right now.
And we see our leader here, Brett Punkari, coming down pit road, finally get his service. 35 machine.
Look at Brett.
Look at that. Right there. Yep. Yep. Oh, is he gonna grab a drink? I think he just grabbed a drink.
That is a great... I love the setup. He's got the VR, so he doesn't even have a monitor. That's just really strange for me. He's got a tail. Yeah, he's got the Daisy.
I thought that was a Daisy plushie there. He's got the Blue Jays jersey on as well, the VR.
You know it's him because he's verified.
Got the old ECW figurines in the background there. He's got everything you could ask for in that room.
Wait, go back to... I want to see some of what was in the background there. Some of the... What was those? Magazines, I think?
It looked like comics.
Yeah, comic books.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Yeah, you can even see Pancari react by looking up. There you see Tyler... no, that's not Tyler Landon.
Evan Rice.
Evan Rice spun out. I saw the Tennessee colors, and I immediately thought it was Tyler Landon, but it's not. It is Evan Rice, because they're both
orange and white.
Yeah, both Tennessee folks.
They are the exact same color. The only difference is Evan has the Popeyes sponsor. He's had that sponsor in there for the last couple of years, and I gotta say, I'm a really big fan of how that car looks. So it's a good thing he didn't damage it up too badly here.
I'm a fan of the look of the car, but I prefer Bojangles, as we'll see right here. Landon Mills side by side, and Mills just turned him.
Let's see, because that had to have been something. Someone was probably drifting around, or I'm going to take a closer look.
Now Mills just hooked him, from what I saw. Like that. I mean, he was obviously trying to side draft, and I think he just got a little too close. But yeah, Mills just drove up the track and spun him.
That reminds me of a certain incident in ARCA involving Jesse Love, as well as the 18 machine. Who was in the 18 machine again? Was it Sammy Smith?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't keep up with ARCA except for Raja.
Unreal.
Well, we're under caution, so that means I can finish up my Doritos.
Good for you. Now, Sean, do you think these drivers pit now?
I mean, it's gonna be interesting if they don't, because you might as well come down, maybe top off some fuel, because you never know, especially at a track like Pocono, how much you're gonna have to stretch the fuel. We have a few takers here. Kevin McAdams ducks in, Michael Cozy Jr.,
man.
Brandon Cattell.
Really shake things up. It's pretty much everybody, but about your top 5.
I think this is a good call, Blake. I really do, because we've seen these fuel mileage races at Pocono all the time, whether it be in sim or in the real thing. And I think it's a good call by these guys to come down and at least get some fuel.
Well, not only that, even through just 2 or 3 laps of tires, there's about half a second of fall off over the course of an entire run. I'm just going to use Kevin King for an example. So he ran on the second lap of his previous full green flag run. He ran a 54.69. Nice. Yeah, so there's Kevin King's second lap. His last lap of that run was a 57.445. So he is falling off nearly 3 seconds over the course of that run. So I like the call from majority of the field to kind of flip the strategy here and put the leaders who are fast on the oldest tires in the field.
We had about 9 people stay out there. Logan Helton was the one who won the race off of pit road. Looks like he got 2 tires. Cattell and pretty much the 6 on behind him all got 4, and then a couple more 2-tire takers. Brett Pancari, I think.
Hey, Josh. We're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Oh, we're at break?
We're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
I'm a good listener.
right, we're back with you here from Pocono. I have to issue an apology.
Incredible.
As I have described Tyler Landon as a Tennessee Volunteers fan. I was confused with Tyler Dugan, who is a big Tennessee fan. Tyler Landon is instead a South Carolina Gamecocks fan. I don't know which one is worse, but nevertheless, he is not a Tennessee fan.
Blake, we're going green here.
Oh, yeah, Brian Mercurio. They chose, and now they're off.
Oh, there was a big stack up in the middle of the pack. I think somebody missed a shift there. I think that started with
gosh, they're like 5 wide.
Tyler Landon, I think, missed a shift there, and that caused a huge stack up.
Oh my goodness, they're 4 wide back here. They're 5 wide in some instances, but they sort it out for now, somehow.
Now, according to our data here, Logan Helton in the 63 is the first car that pits in this sequence, so pay close attention to him as he's trying to get by Spencer Ray, and he does, to move him into 7th out of the tunnel turn.
Logan Hilton has 2 tires, as I was saying before I got cut off by our producer.
Producer and play-by-play, heck yeah. See race leader Reynolds, but perhaps not for long. Mercurio trying to take the lead back. He's going to side draft him down the straightaway. Kevin King in 3rd, watching this all happen. Nate Stewart, another driver who did not pit that last time, up here in the top 5, trying to make a move for 4th. Oh, trouble around Dylan Basin. What a save. Who was that? My goodness.
That was Cole Pocono in the 074. Lost it in turn 1 and maybe 2 and saved it.
Man, that was a great save.
Good job by everybody avoiding that, as they're still 3 wide through the tunnel turn back there. Oh, there's a huge pack just right from Isaac Johnson and Michael Rosero on back. So from 21st on back, they are side by side. As there they are working their way through turn 3. Rosero in the 23, Isaac Johnson in the 33, and they got Ryan Araki and the aforementioned Evan Rice back there. Another guy back there, Brandon Hawken, that's kind of surprising in that 99 blue and white car right there. We didn't expect to see him this far back in 26. He's got a long way to go to get back to the front. Here's Andy Margo.
Oh, he got the wall. Oh.
Speaking of in the wall.
Why? Who? Where?
Shout out to Parker Kligerman's show In the Wall on NBC Sports.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Oh my goodness. The 074 just sent Jordan Kuntz into the corner. I don't know how he saved that.
And check this out, guys. That 080, we just saw Brandon Cattell move past Nate Stewart. He was one of the cars that pit under that last caution. He took 4 tires, and right now he is muscling his way up to the front of the field. Back here, Ryan Araki. Oh, there's a bit of contact here as we're on board with Brandon Hawken now to the inside, 3 wide down the front stretch. They're racing like this is for the lead back here.
Yeah, they are. Hawken, though, I mean, I think Hawken kind of learned to not overheat that right rear tire. I mean, he fell from 8th back to 25th, or 4th even. He started 4th in this race, back to 25th.
Oh, Frisch had to check up. Rosero had to dive to the inside back there. With Blake Bryan ahead of those guys in that Clint Boyer-inspired Dead Zone racing machine there.
I am surprised, though. I thought we would see the fresher tires kind of make more of an impact quicker in this run. Now, you still have Cattell, who was caught right back up to Kevin King. Also have a battle for the lead once again. Blake Reynolds, Brian Mercurio going side by side and almost contact in turn 3. Reynolds holds on. I tell you what, this is perfect for Brandon Cattell. Cattell is pushing Kevin King. King going to go low. Cattell going to go with him. So that'll separate this pack. Cattell, I bet if he goes high here, he will get a huge run off of turn 1, and he's going to do just that. He's going to stay in line with Mercurio. King going to try to go to the bottom. King going to pull Blake Reynolds back, but can't work against the draft. Does Cattell think 3 wide here into turn 2? No, he doesn't.
Oh, you said turn 2, so you think there's 3 turns.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
That's the right way to do it. See, Blake gets it. Blake understands the math that Pocono's trying to pull.
Jacob Hitz.
How are we doing?
We're good. We're good.
Our lead mathematician here.
Yeah. I can count to 3.
Oh, Cattell's going to go for second off of turn 3, and he's just just to the outside of Mercurio. So Kittel trying to push for second. He's not going to get helped from Kevin King. King's going to go to the bottom, 3 wide. Kittel almost side drafted himself into Mercurio. I think this works out for Kittel. If he can keep King beneath him, he does. Yeah, Kittel's going to get second here. And he's brought a whole bunch of his friends who pit with him.
Yeah, 3 laps, fresher tires. Let's see what it's going to make on the long run here. But, I mean, it's already down to 0.2 of a second.
Blake Bryant just got blocked huge by Kevin McAdams.
Wow. That's surprising.
Bryant made his way around. Oh, boy, they're dicing it up back here as we have a good battle for the lead going on.
Man, now would be a good time to invest in that picture-in-picture technology, but unfortunately we just don't have that yet here at FTF. I will not buy Zach Johnson a new laptop. That's just what he requested. A little bit further back here, Michael Cozy Jr., Jonathan Oates going at it for the 8th spot. They got to be careful, though, because if the guys ahead of them get lined up like they're trying to do right now, they are just going to drive away from these guys if they keep battling. But Oates realizes that and lets Cozy go. And he's going to let also, looks like, the 20 of Wyatt Tinsley go. I see him with a 120. I'm going to get used to that.
He's trying
Cozy
to...
nearly got the wall off of turn 1. Oh, there's a half spinner back there. That is
Cabrera
the 31.
back in the traffic.
Is that going to be a caution? That is David Cabrera. No.
Mercurio about lost it in turn 2, though. He was really sideways going down into the tunnel turn, and that's going to open up the door for all these guys. Nate Stewart, Basin, Cozy is there. Cozy overshot his box. Trouble further back.
Caution is out off of turn number 2.
I don't see Cole Pocono on the racetrack. What happened to him?
It was him. He was in it. He was blinking around through turn 2, went up to the outside wall to try and get everybody's way.
Oh, man. Okay. I see what happened now.
And then got hit by Chris Wetz and Scotty Smith.
So this is what happened.
I think he had a wheel issue. That screams
he had something.
So that's David Cabrera.
He's turning, and then that's the Cabrera spin. That did not bring out the caution. But looking here in turn 2, Pocken is turning, and then all of a sudden just the wheel goes straight.
Yeah, you'll see Scotty Smith come in here and absolutely clobber him down the straightaway.
That's weird. The blink. You think that might be like it's definitely a wheel issue, but the blinking may be more like a CPU issue because that's I don't know what's going on there. And the wheel is
perfectly straight too, even after he gets hit. So at that point, he's, I mean, maybe he's black screening or something. I don't know, but
if the CPU is getting overrun, that may have caused an issue with his USB system that caused that thing to get disconnected, and next thing you know, boom, you're heading straight into a wall.
We do know this next-gen car is kind of more taxing on the...
That's Andy, yes.
On the system. Andy Margot gets the lucky dog.
Yes.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, Blake.
So
as a former pro driver on iRacing, if you stayed out the last time, you have to pit this time. But what happens if you pit last time? You staying out this time?
I think they're going to pit no matter what here.
Let's see. Everyone's coming.
7 sets of tires, plenty of extra tires. I think you come down pit road.
Jake Poulin, in typical Jake Poulin fashion, has stayed out, but I think he's just going to go around and come back and pit.
I wonder if some drivers that pit last caution, I think 2 tires is going to be in play here.
Let's see what Brandon Cattell does.
After watching the Xfinity race today,
I
don't think there's... Seriously. Anthony Alfredo tried it coming out of stage 1, where he stayed out, everybody else took tires, and they blew the doors off that 23. Moffitt tried the same thing after stage 2, same thing. He fell through the field like a ship's anchor in water. It just... Take the tires. You have all the tires in the world. You're going to need to pit for fuel more than you're going to need to pit for tires. I know there's not too big of a fall off, but clearly there's enough.
Just to
Kerwin took 2 tires to win the Cook race, though.
Just to prove Jake's point here, how accurate it is, Brandon Cattell pit that last time by, took 4 tires. Sorry, Jake.
I'm telling you, I really think the move is you got to caution, especially with how many tire sets you have. You got to come down onto pit road and take 4 tires. I don't think we saw much of 2 tires, so I'm not really sure how that would play out. But based off of what I saw today, the track temperature is lava. 133 degrees.
Let's-
That was basically the air temperature today. Like,
Let's ask somebody here. So hold on. Blake, we have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
So, oh no, Blake Reynolds. I'm sorry.
I know, I'm kidding.
I just wanted to make sure you saw. But Blake, you came down pit road. You took 4 tires. What do you think the odds are your 2 is an option later on in this race?
Highly likely, because I think Cattell was on tires there.
Yes, he was.
Like Jake. Oh,
Last minute pit decision for Jake Poulin.
it's definitely possible. I think if you low fuel enough, it could be possible. It's really easy to slide. So like I'm kind of under driving. I'm trying to drive it tight. If that makes sense. Just trying to keep all 4 tires kind of in check, none worse than the others. That's kind of how I'm making my time.
Now, what pinion are you running?
264 as always.
Is that the sweet spot?
That's the 12 to 1. In my opinion, I always ran 12 to 1.
All right, one last question before we let you go. I know you got to concentrate a whole lot while you're pacing here. So how's that 73 Creative Racing Design Ford Mustang driving for you tonight?
It's pretty good. I think because of the race sponsor, I've gotten an extra bit of horsepower under the hood here.
No.
I just seem to have, better sets of tires, more horsepower. I just feel like a red number 8 car.
You're not supposed to disclose that to us.
Well, I don't know. Look where Jonathan Oates is running.
Okay. All right, Blake. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll let you get back to pacing. Oh, you're going to take the access road. Okay. Thank you, Blake, for joining us.
He's choosing this. We're choosing right now, so he's choosing the inside line for the restart.
Yes. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Blake.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Jacob.
thank you.
And thank you to all our viewers out there who are watching from around the world, especially Tom in Pennsylvania.
Tom in Pennsylvania.
Sorry, I was scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah, now that we're all here, he doesn't have to do the work, right?
Oh yeah, we're back racing, guys. Take it
Imagine
away.
that. All right,
Oh
sweet.
man! Oh man!
Jeez.
Oh man!
Whoa! Oh,
Man!
oh my goodness gracious!
This is what I expected today.
Oh,
For sure that they would rack on a restart like Road to Pro the other night. But they behaved themselves for the most part. It was just
Oh,
turn
man,
3
I
where they
tell ya.
decided to turn the brains off.
no man!
Good thing there's no drinking games for how many times "oh man" has been said in the last 30 seconds
man.
as we're on board with Kevin McAdams in the hornet's nest of all.
Oh man!
And who did he cut off right behind him too to get in
That's-
line right there?
Blake Bryan. We saw him block the hell out of him earlier. There might be some beef there. I don't think there is, but man, they're racing each other like there is.
Oh man, we got a car in the wall off at turn 3. It was Andrew Cootie. No issues.
Tiny Text 500K winner, Andrew Cootie.
Oh man, we're back to single file.
Yeah. No, not for long. Here comes Mills on the outside of Logan Helton.
For the
Here comes
lead.
Kevin McAdams, or not Kevin McAdams.
I know
Why
who
would he
you
be
are.
up here? Kevin King for the lead.
Kevin
What is that supposed to
McKing.
mean, Blake? Do you want to dive into that statement?
Just wrong Kevin, you know?
Philip McCandless is connected to the session, so welcome on in, Phil. Fashionably
McCandless.
late as always.
Well,
I think he's connecting to the grandstands.
Look at this, though. Blake Reynolds with the crossover on King, trying to get that bottom lane working, but we've seen the top lane is just so hard to overcome when you're trying to make a pass. So King is able to clear Reynolds back to second.
oh, that's going to be big.
I can tell you exactly what happened. He cleared himself off of Evan Rice, thought he was clear, and just got connected.
Wow, he just connected?
It
Man,
just
surprising.
connected, like
I'm
Philip
surprised.
McCandless.
I was about to say, I'm surprised he's driving if he just, yeah, but you're exactly right. He tried to get down and Rice was there.
Not clear. Car inside. Car low. Car on your left.
Chris
There's-
Woods had a pretty insane miss right there, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just saw that. Watch the 71 here. Just a little bit further back. You see the contact. Watch Chris Woods right there. Oh, man, just barely gets through there.
Oh, man.
And so does everybody else.
There's something so satisfying with being on a car as it's involved in a wreck live.
Like laying on a car or...
No. Watching
on
a
a
car.
car. Oh.
You know, like when you're at a track and you're like watching a car go around a corner
Oh,
and you're like,
man.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
job
you can
by
be the
Wetz.
first person to point. Have you ever had someone point in a direction, you know, and they
And
didn't
nothing's happening?
Yeah, nothing.
I do that all the damn time. What do you mean? I did it twice today.
After Kevin nearly broke my nose pointing out a wreck at Daytona once, I made sure to do it nearly every 25 laps. Point at absolutely nothing. Just get him pissed off.
Just pointing to turn 2 while everyone's in turn 4.
What don't you got to do? You just got to sit there. Nothing happened to the. Oh! And then there's
I
nothing.
thought something
happening.
actually happened there.
Yep. I got it down
You
to
know
the
that-
science.
Well, plus at Daytona, I feel like at Daytona, that's really hard. Like, it's harder to do that, you know, because at Daytona, everybody's in a pack. They're all running together. So it takes some more skill to point and to yell and to convince somebody that something's happening. Because if they're watching the pack, I mean, they should know if something's happening unless a Rick Ware car's, you know, way in the back and, I don't know, blows a tire or something. But
Burst into flames, yeah.
Kevin, can I ask you something really quick?
Yeah.
When we're at a race, how many times do I point and act as if there's a wreck and there's nothing happening?
You and Jordan both do that a lot. Jordan
showing-
has now brought it onto the stream. He goes, "Oh, trouble!"
And there's nothing happening. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I just want.
And Easter egg.
I think you've done it at least 3 or 4 times a race, especially like for like the 500.
I just wanted to get my point across there that I'm not lying about it. So thank you for clarifying, Kevin. How's your race going, by the way?
It'd be a lot better if I didn't get stuck in the bottom and lost a ton of spots.
Is there beef between you and Blake Bryant? You guys are racing each other pretty aggressively.
No, he was trying to race. I think he was landing really hard, and then he was being really aggressive with me, and I didn't like it, and I just missed my box. And because of that, he was driving really aggressively, and I threw it in on the tunnel turn because I got sick and tired of being stuck on the bottom. But it is what it is, and I just lost even more spots.
Well, thanks for joining us, Kevin. Go make those spots up and wreck Blake for us.
We're gonna wreck back here.
So we had a couple stay out. Kevin King, Landon Mills, Scotty Smith all decided to stay out. I'm now exclusively watching this race from the point in the grandstand where I was at today. So bear with me.
Congratulations, Jay. I do that all the time too, so you're not alone.
Well,
is it the true Pocono experience where you can barely see?
Well, see, here's the deal. So they have the screens in the infield so you can see what's going on. Before, they were lower to the ground, like everywhere. Well, now they have these permanent structures built that are 10 feet higher than they used to be. So any visibility of the tunnel turn from where I was sitting is now gone. You see them go in, you see the screen, you see them come out. So if they wreck there, you have no idea unless it happens on the big screen.
Man, that stinks.
How about Scotty Smith? Oh man, how about Scotty Smith
Well,
up
that's
here
close.
in third? Started
Golly,
34th.
yeah, who would want to watch a race in person here? Like, it seems like you can barely see anything.
What was that one race where it was really foggy and you literally couldn't see the other side of the track?
Well, that's like every other year here, it seems like.
Oh.
2016, I think, was the most recent. When
Are you talking about, when Busher won,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That was a beautiful race.
Yeah, that's just classic Pennsylvania weather right there, to be completely honest. But watching the races here isn't too bad. It's not quite like a Charlotte where you can actually see everything, but you can see like enough. Like coming down the Long Pond Straight, you can see most of it now. Since there were like a lot of campers in the infield, it was a little bit harder to see some spots. If you're down toward turn 3, you can't see turn 1. If you're down toward turn 1, you're not going to see the exit of 3. But you can get probably from the entire short chute, from where I was sitting, the entire short chute down to the start-finish line without a problem.
You guys a fan of the Roanoke College Esports Maroons? That's on the number 23 of Scotty Smith.
Oh, my.
Never heard of a team named a color in college. Well, like the Maroons, I guess.
So I'll tell you. So when I was in a drum corps, we stayed at a high school that was, and I kid you not, I cannot for the life of me remember what state. It may have been Iowa or Pennsylvania. I can't remember which one. Their nickname was the Grape Pickers.
The Grape Pickers.
That was their nickname. They were I cannot remember the name of the high school, but that was their nickname. It was the Grape Pickers.
We have the bubblers around here.
The Bubblers.
And the what's great is the school district Boiling Spring, the Boiling Spring Bubblers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, that's where I went to college, Boiling Springs, North Carolina.
Oh, well, apparently there's more than one Boiling Springs.
I got to say, the most interesting school we stayed at, though, there was a team that was called the Elk, and they had this deer head that was just massive at, like, the front end of their, basketball gym or whatever. It was actually really, really cool. Like, that thing was huge. Wasn't a real deer head because it was just way too big, but it was pretty neat. All right, Kevin King.
Yeah, he's your leader.
Yeah.
Landon Mills just got a black flag for passing, so he's going to have to figure that out, and they're 17 wide.
Oh, man. Into turn one, they're 4 wide, further back in the pack.
Kevin is right in the middle of all that.
Yeah, Kevin's going to die. Him and Brandon Hawkins.
Oh, Hawkins, wow, they made contact 4 wide. How did they not wreck?
Ryan Araki not pushing his teammate Kevin McAdams there. That's an interesting call as they got to check up big.
Cozy got run over. Scotty Smith got in the back of him, and now Smith is... Oh, my gosh.
Cozy did a tremendous job saving that, but he's going to lose a lot of positions. Smith just ran Cozy the hell over. Cozy drifted all the way through turn 2. That may be worth a second look. when all this sorts out.
One lap later, they're still almost 4 wide.
Yeah.
The front 4 have broken away, and then there's literally everybody else behind them.
I think we got one car into the outside wall up there.
I see that. Who is that ripping the wall up there?
Tinsley. Yeah.
He just came over the radio and said that did not work.
No kidding.
Matt Spalding shot the gap there in that 88 car to get by both of those guys, move him up to 23rd.
Oh, man, Logan Helton got stacked up there with Frisch.
Oh, man, if we can get an onboard with Brandon Hawken right now or a roof cam or something, he is making moves back here in that 99 car. There he is on board just behind Brian Mercurio.
In the Rocky. It didn't get him too out of shape, though.
Watch the side draft here. Here comes the 23. Did Scotty Smith restart at 30? He's all the way back at 20th already. So that's
4 wide.
Cozy.
Got to be something.
4 wide again.
Ye almighty.
Oh, my.
That was a big yee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ye almighty. Oh, here comes Brandon Hawken in the bottom, 3 wide into the tunnel turn underneath Jonathan Oates. Oates blinks. That's a bad time to do it.
Not really.
Oh, Nate Stewart and right into Rocky contact. Oh man, I don't think these drivers liked each other for that.
If I know Ryan Naraki like I think I do, he did not appreciate that at all.
Well, I think that was kind of Stewart moved up to his displeasure.
Wyatt Tinsley and Scotty Smith just got connected off of the corner exit, but they kept it together.
Oh, and look at McAdams making it 3 wide on his teammate again.
Man, there is a reason
shambles
why Doritos sponsors him.
That car's looked the same since like 2016.
I'm not sure, Blake, but I'm sure there's a good financial reason. That went through a board.
It was crunch like the chip.
maybe Kevin just likes Doritos.
Oh, maybe that too.
Guys are getting me hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
Wow, you're trying to get on that, Josh. It's
what, 8 o'clock your time?
I would maybe
Almost
think
9?
about door dashing something, but make sure to finish it off with an ice cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
There you go.
Because it might just be the best Coke ever.
I gotta try it first.
Do you have the ad read memorized already,
yeah.
Blake? And look at this on the front straightaway. Logan Helton in that 63 has no drafting help. Just gets, what can we say? Just shafted back there as he loses 4, 5, 6 spots now. Looks like he'll fall in line right in front of Tyler Landon, but that's a lot of spots to lose in one straightaway.
You know, Kevin King's kind of held the lead. Dylan Bason's in second, somewhat chasing him down.
That's weird. Kevin stayed out, and it's working for him. Maybe these next-gen cars are...
Gotta say, though.
Track position is everything.
Gotta say, though, the boss man out in front for the team is happy. Kevin King leading. Then you got Nick Miller in third, Landon Mills in fourth. So the team has 3 of the top 5 cars right now.
That's a pretty big day out at the track.
Blake Reynolds up into 5th. He gets shoved by Michael Frisch up there.
Oh, look at that.
Rosario almost in the wall.
Wow, Zach, they do match his revs. Look at the lights on his headphones.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Modern technology.
Can we get a full screen of that, Zach? I wanna watch that.
And they're all
Tyler
single
Landon
file
had
anyway.
a big slide out of turn 2. Oh, man.
Apparently, we won't be able to see the car if we go full screen on the camera. Oh, and he takes it away.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. I ruined it for everybody there.
Wow. Well, you know.
Oh, man.
Next week...
I don't think he will, Zach.
Aren't we at Indy next week? We're not going to be able to pass there next week.
Y'all might be there. I'm not going to.
So,
We're gonna be
guys,
at,
why do they have cones on the fence?
I think for
breaking points.
zones. Yeah. Like, you know, when IndyCar would come here?
So, I thought that too, but then I came up with another theory. So when you have a cone, it needs to be conditioned for racing. And
Spencer Ray for 32nd is side by side with Lane Tidwell.
Blake has just had it out for Josh today. I don't know what.
You know
what's
what?
the deal?
Hold on.
It really is the least important thing on track right now is the cone discussion. So Blake just brought us right back center focus on what's important. The battle for 32nd, as we see right now, side by side off at the top of the screen now. Way back there, you can't even see it, but we will commentate it for you.
There it is.
There you go.
Oh, what a move. Lane Tidwell up the racetrack, that green car. Here comes Spencer Ray on the bottom to get into the top 31. He clears him off of turn 1.
Those points going to be real crucial coming down the stretch in this season, I'm telling you.
Well, Dylan, you look.
Continue with your story.
Oh. I know what's going to happen if I do that. So.
No, you're good.
So, anyway.
Interrupt with breaking race news.
Okay, so, anyways, cones have to, they have to get used to having fast cars around them. So, this is a safe place for them to learn what fast cars are like as we see them side by side for 32nd.
How about for third? Or fourth, rather.
Are they actually side by side?
They're thinking
and
about
going
it.
side by side for second.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Dylan Basin up the racetrack. Nick Miller on the bottom. Oh, Miller got really loose. Mill's going to take it. Oh, he throws a block on Blake Reynolds.
Basin shanked that corner, and he still held onto the spot.
Well, he just ran the wall. And we've seen that line is not terrible.
There's no resin here, though. How does that work?
I don't know. Internet?
I guess.
Jacob, I just got an exclusive text from iRacing about this subject, and it says, and I quote, "Don't worry about it."
Okay, good to know.
That's. I'm just relaying the
Might be
message.
some grass up there.
You never know.
A little further back from this, though, Brian Mercurio making his way back up. Looks underneath Matthew Zwack there in the
We got somebody
7.
pitting.
That is Scotty Smith in the 23 machine. The Maroons coming down pit road.
Zach is tapping on something in disgust, so I think he's itching. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, that means we're going to get a caution.
Yeah,
From earlier? Anybody? Yeah.
Blake Reynolds to third underneath Landon Mills. Landon gives it to him in the tunnel turn.
Brandon Cattell to fifth. Some big moves being made here by Brandon Cattell.
Big shout out to Brandon. Radius has featured his 1987 Chevy Monte Carlo in their email blast recently. So if you get an email from Radius and you see a car that looks like something that would be in iRacing,
Oh, Nick Miller
it
into
is.
the oh golly, he just about hit the wall off turn 3. Oh man.
Yeah, they do that a lot here.
Well, it makes me feel better. Blake cut off Sean that time, not me.
Oh, trouble. Front straightaway. Dylan Dreiling turned the 95.
Jeremy
We're
Newell.
still green.
No damage on that car. Single car accident, so we should stay green.
The field's a mile and a half away, so yeah, we're not going to get a caution for that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Back up
Brandon
front.
Cattell is on the march. He's getting, as they would say, the radius to the lead is getting closer.
Oh my gosh, that's not even the right term, Blake.
No, it's not, but we'll let him think it is.
Okay. The circumference to the lead.
Yeah.
Oh, contact with Landon Mills.
No!
Oh, and Mills is trying to turn him, and he missed. He missed. Now Cattell is spinning.
Caution's out.
Oh, Cattell into the
Cozy.
field. He takes Cozy with him.
Because he didn't hold the brake, and he gets hit again. Who is that? That silver car. Is that now Rocky? Oh, my gosh.
That is not going to make a lot of people happy.
That's some Xfinity Series brakes if I've ever seen it.
Wow.
Nate Stewart is not happy with Brandon Cattell. He called him, quote, a effing idiot.
Well, and Cozy can't be happy because he was driving. He started, 35th, 39th? And he's been up in the top 5 for most of this race and is now done with the damage that he got from the 80 just not holding the brakes.
Well, I think Cattell, he tried to get it rolling so he could keep his spot, and when he was pointed straight, he still had the wheel cranked to the right. Poor Cozy had nowhere to go. Golly, Cozy had such a great run going. So you could see the contact off of turn 4. I mean, Cattell kind of comes up. Mills is a little bit sideways. Like, I would say Cattell definitely comes up. They kind of do a replay of Kerwin and Novak, shades of the Coke race on Tuesday night. And then Mills is just pissed off and tries to right rear him. Misses, and then Cattell afterwards spins anyway.
It looks like they were just lagging into each other. Like, once they kind of made that little warping contact out of turn 3, that was pretty much the end of that. There you see Naraki. Can't really see Cattell. Then all this happens, the contact with Cozy, and then Cattell, nowhere to go. Just got to hold the brakes, and not a lot of people are very happy with that 080 car, especially the admins.
That's what I expected between Ty Gibbs and Nova Gregson today. That's what I expected. It didn't happen, but...
When you look at that angle right there, how did Cattell not hit the inside wall there? It looked like he was heading straight for it. Poor Cozy, just nowhere to go for him. Naraki, the same thing.
Naraki.
And the 2 Firecracker 400 winners are out of the competition here at Pocono today.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Would you like to announce something?
No. I mean, there's plenty to talk about on the fake eraser account that's happy to announce anything they feel like. So.
Okay. Just checking. Just when something comes up, can you let us know, please?
I couldn't even fathom what you guys would like me to talk about. I mean, you're right. Oh my goodness, you're right. We just had an incredible podcast with David Schildhaus. He was just on. Awesome times. He talks about how he got to become an assistant general manager for an Xfinity Series team by being a Twitch streamer and iRacer.
That's a weird way to announce the dates for the Firecracker 400. So thank you, Josh. As the field is on pit road.
Mic for him to talk.
Wow.
I mean,
Brian Mercurio has won the race off of pit road there.
Oh, they took 2.
interesting.
Oh, man.
We'll see how this plays out.
So you guys might think 10 to go. It's a quick time. Well, not really at Pocono. 10 laps is still quite a long way from the finish. I don't know about an eternity, but
No, if you're leading, it's an eternity.
Bar visuals.
Zach Johnson
Yeah.
with a great question in our booth chat up here.
Throwback.
What's the question?
He asked, where's the E-Racer Roval Racing Series Season 2 coming?
That is a great question. I'm glad we live in a country where you guys are free to ask questions like that.
Well, you almost got the line right.
I pride myself on...
I have a twist. It's how I say it. I'm not trying to copy someone.
We have the right to peaceably assemble.
I don't want to get sued for copyright infringement.
How about
I live in a country. Yeah.
How about Ethan Corder in that 45 car right there, currently being shown in the 4th position in the Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream Chevrolet Camaro right there.
What a great run for Ethan.
See who else is having a really good run up here? Micah Rosero in 9th.
You think he bought some machines from Derek Justice and just rewrapped them in another ice cream related company?
Well, Derek is Baskin Robbins.
I know, but
I mean,
You know, I remember a time before Derek Justice was sponsored, or all of his cars said Baskin Robbins on them.
Fun fact for FTF trivia. Well, I guess we could just ask this. What was Derek Justice's sponsor before Baskin Robbins? I know the answer to it. Blake knows.
Yeah, I do. He wasn't even the 31 car.
Okay,
was his number, too?
Yeah, who can say the number and the sponsor that Derek Justice ran before his iconic Baskin Robbins cars? And
Was it the-
31?
Sure, he might be able to answer that question. But
I
the
hope,
zero,
I hope you would.
the Zero Machine Oreos.
It definitely was not the Zero Machine.
Wow, there goes my shot.
It was not OnlyFans either, Hamlin. I'm sorry. It was not the number 69 either. That's E-Racer has trademarked that number.
I mean, I can reveal the answer.
No. We're not gonna answer this. It's if we don't get the answer, we're just not gonna say it.
His brother Jason Justice used to run the 16 Bud Light car.
Ooh.
It's not the question, though.
Yeah, you think I don't know that? God.
Oh! Dylan Dreiling got an EOL penalty.
Again? That's his second one.
oh wow, I think that might be for the contact with the 95 that didn't bring out the caution. Maybe.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, the
All right,
pace car is
go.
off and they're racing.
All right, now they're going to fan out.
10 laps to go here.
Right on
They're
cue.
4 wide already.
Wide.
Do
Yeah.
we go 5?
Oh, Nick Miller had a little contact from behind from Wyatt Tinsley. Miller up the racetrack. Oh, he gets into the 23. That is not going to work. Caution is
Caution's
out.
out.
Miller goes around.
Big.
Oh, they're still wrecking
And then
ahead.
they're wrecking afterwards. Oh,
Naraki, Nathan
That's the big
Rabideau,
one.
Matt Spalding.
ARCA car time.
Ooh, Evan Rice almost got collected at the end there.
I'll be honest, that could have been a lot worse than it was. So
That's true. Somebody could have flipped.
yeah, Miller kind
Thank
of
you, Zach.
he got loose. He chased it up the racetrack and looks like he tagged Rosero just enough to get him sideways, and then that pointed Miller back down in the field. Watch the 19 car. He got a little shot into turn 1. You can see he goes side by side with Helton, kind of chases it up the track, and there you have it.
How about Poland? He barely. Oh wow, he almost made it through.
You know who's the biggest winner off of this caution? The 46 machine of Robert Norman goes from 9 laps down to 8 laps down.
Wow.
it's a lot of ground.
Gosh, Rosero thought he had the wreck missed, and then kind of got tagged back up the track. He was kind of the catalyst for everything, and all things considered, he did a pretty nice job avoiding carnage. And then just as he was getting by Jake Poulin, he got tagged in the left rear just as he about made it through.
Another angle here.
Yeah, on board.
He's on board with Matt Spalding here. He gets involved later. I think he avoids this part, the initial part, then gets hit by Tinsley, and then Naraki goes around, and he gets turned, and I mean, it's not. I mean, like I said, it could have been a lot worse. You see all those cars avoiding the wreck successfully. Just think if they're the usual missiles heading into a wreck as an official iRacing race would be.
Here we were talking about the team, and you had 3 cars in the top 4, and
Not anymore.
yeah, unfortunate there.
So, should we reveal the answer to our trivia question, our Barr Visuals trivia question, Blake?
I mean, if you want to.
I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure, but this is what my answer is. It's going to be the sponsor was GameStop, and the car number was 21.
Yep, that's it.
Awesome. See, I know my FTF.
Congratulations.
What do I win?
My congratulations.
Okay.
I still can't get over that. I watched a car flip at Pocono. Like, what the hell is that?
He about hit the barrels head on too.
Well, I thought, at first I thought that Raja Wreck was going to hit the barrels and somebody was going to be skewered.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I thought somebody was just going to flat out die and hit the barrels with that wreck. And then it was like, oh, he missed it. Oh, he's upside down.
Shout out to Moonhead, who is currently at a karaoke bar and just sent me a Snapchat from it.
He is
Love
at
that.
Pockets and Brews.
I wasn't gonna dox him, Blake, but there you go.
He's there every week.
It's not like it's not like there's a great secret to it.
Well, Landon Huffman finished second in both of his races tonight. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a good showing out of that bunch. Blake's employer on the racing side.
Solid run. He races clean in real life. Gets in places. He was also, Lane Riggs was there, who's kind of head-to-head with Lane in the national points. Lane Riggs was your national points leader. I think Riggs had a flat in the middle of the second race, so that'll kind of help Landon a little bit as far as the national points go.
I believe we're gonna go green with 6 laps to go. And we're gonna go choose this time by.
Do we wreck one more time? 2 more times?
How many green white checkers do we get?
I'm asking the questions here, Jake.
Okay, well,
How are we doing? We're gonna go ahead and go iRacing full throttle here.
it sounds like Benjamin Easterday's internet is in the process of dying. So,
Drivers are asking him if he's okay.
yeah, this could be interesting. I don't think I've heard Ben Robot before. This is why we need Justin Malillo from a hotel room. Flawless connection there.
Didn't he say he was racing tonight on like a makeshift little thing?
Okay, so he was going to, but I think the flip delayed everything too much where he couldn't get back to the hotel in time to race, which is weird because, like, we drove the hour and a half back and I was home and like, got some food and everything. I was still in my seat by lap 4 of this race, so, like...
And yet you didn't show up till like halfway through. What gives, man?
Well, I figured I was going to let you guys do your thing, and then Sean was like, hey, come in. Okay, I'm here. Or Zach, somebody told me to come in.
Well, they're racing again.
Well, and they're trying to wreck.
And there's less laps to go than there was previously.
And less cars on the racetrack.
4 wide going into 1 there, so a little bit more orderly this time through. Side by side for second, Frisch and Reynolds.
I can't believe this is working out for Frisch. Like, when we were going green, he was pretty much done with the strategy and everything. And now with all these cautions, he's been able to just
Oh, contact
himself
Andy
right into
Margot and Nick
second.
Miller into turn 2. And now Miller gets into Naraki. He saves it. And now they're 4 wide entering 3. And no, man, is that going to work? Lane Tidwell, Andrew, somehow they make it work.
How did that work?
Contact off of 4. Ethan Corder, Dylan Basin nearly wreck it coming to the line. They keep it together. Oh, what a block by Logan Helton on Blake Bryant. Wow. That could have been bad as Basin and Bryant nearly
Ain't gonna
made
work,
contact.
boys. Kevin just nowhere to go.
Bason's loose in the middle 3.
Oh!
Bryant to the inside wall hard.
Still green.
He's
Yeah, that was
spinning.
off the racing surface.
Yeah.
Only one car, no caution. Now the caution.
Now the caution's out. Trouble
Oh,
Andy
no, is that
Margot.
Andy?
Oh,
That's
no, that's
Evan Rice.
That's Evan Rice.
Evan
Again.
Rice.
Ah,
Oh, my gosh. What in the...
That was the weirdest incident I've about ever seen in my entire life.
What?
I don't even.
Okay.
This
So
I need to
replay.
watch
Here's-
this again from Evan Rice's perspective.
This is the Bryant incident. Just a little bit of contact there and spins it around off of 2. Now this, just let it play out and we'll talk about it after. Draw your own conclusions here.
What?
All right. So what are we thinking about that there? Let's,
Well, okay,
let's
here's
go
the
around.
thing.
Let's go around the room.
Hold on, we missed this. Coming down the front straightaway the lap before, these two made contact, and Evan Rice's car and Andy Margot's car merged together as one in the Geico restart zone and then separated again. So these guys were doing this for a full half a lap.
So on my screen, Andy blinked out going into 3, but
Well, that's turn 2, yeah.
That's not only on your screen.
this is turn 2 as of today, Jacob. If you paid attention to social media.
Well, I'm going off the wall. The wall says 2. I'm going 2.
Okay, you got to remember when this track was scanned, Jake. Pay attention. But look.
Uh-huh.
But Andy blinks right about the air, and he goes into 2, and then
He's just phased off into another dimension.
It's like he
I don't
blinks
know.
as the contact is made, and Rice starts to bobble, and then it's just like the rear tires just have no grip, and he just accelerates into the wall. It's the weirdest wreck I've ever seen in my life.
I don't think any amount of tires would have helped Evan in that situation there.
That's just an unfortunate situation.
That's the quickest spin around I think I've ever seen.
It's just so weird.
Especially
It's like
in these cars. It's
Yeah.
like the rear wing broke on an Indy car, and it around it goes.
Michael Cozy Jr. gets a lap back. He's now 3 laps down.
We're going to overtime.
I'm hungry.
You should have eaten.
the drivers are asking for a quick yellow flag here.
Why? And why do you think that is, Josh?
Impatience.
They don't want to use the first overtime right here.
And yesterday's internet appears to be hearable.
Yeah, sorry guys, this isn't Moon Car. We don't do quickie yellows here.
Yeah. Yesterday, with a good reasoning, he hadn't called it before people had an opportunity to come down and take service. So, gonna keep it as is. So that will make us go extended.
That's why we like Ben Easterday is admin. Not like we don't like you, Josh, or anything. I've worded that terribly, but you know, Ben.
This is why we like Ben Easterday and not Josh Mendoza.
That's not what I meant.
No, it's fine. I get it. Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm gonna eat and hear your reasoning for this.
So there's nobody better to admin MNR than Josh Mendoza, number one. But you know, Ben thinks about this crap. We're like, okay, well, we can't do that. Josh does the same thing.
These are angry bites Josh is taking.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm sure that Yeah.
Jake, you really backed yourself into a corner there, Jake. How you feel?
Yeah, well, these things happen. Gotta.
This depressing moment brought to you by Doritos.
Is that what you're snacking on?
Yeah.
What kind of Doritos? Are you doing the cheddar, the ranch?
Zach, can we get a look on the number 26 car, please?
Oh boy.
Okay, I got no. All right, whatever. That's cool.
You guys can't hear, but producer Zach Johnson just said no.
Well, they can figure it out since we cut to an onboard of Brian Mercurio. Like, come on now.
They're saying Josh seems like a Cool Ranch kind of guy.
I love Cool Ranch. Unfortunately, I do not have Cool Ranch, so I am settling for the second best flavor,
That one?
nacho cheese.
There you go. So that one.
There you go.
I'm kind of an Italian dressing person.
Josh, not Josh. Zach, can I have a request fulfilled? Can we do an aggressive zoom on Kevin McAdams' car while Josh is mid-crunch?
Oh,
Hold on.
Let me know when you're ready, producer.
Time is very limited. All
I was
right.
gonna say we are coming to green.
We're waiting.
Bueller.
Just start chomping, Josh.
You ready?
Go.
Guy's gonna choke on those Doritos. Try not to laugh.
For the fans.
All right, here we go.
Mercurio Reynolds, your top two. Then you got King and Frisch right behind him. Green flag is out. First attempt at a green light checkered. Great
Quarter.
Mercurio.
Quarter did not go on the inside line. Checked up Hawken, Helton, and Nate Stewart back there.
Yeah, he asleep at the switch.
Nearly
They're
five wide. They are 5 wide into one now.
Make it down to 4.
And now 3.
I need some water.
I hope so. With all that.
Let's see if Kevin King can build up around. That's not Kevin King. That's Blake Reynolds.
Probably needs some help behind him. Try and make it happen. Can he get off it too well? Not well enough. They can get back to the white. They'll see it through to the end.
Yeah.
Here comes Reynolds up the inside and not going to quite be able to stick on that left rear quarter panel.
Wow.
As Dale would call it.
Yeah.
They made it back 1 lap to go here at Pocono.
White
Learn
flag.
anything from Casey
Oh, he's pulled
Kerwin.
him
That's
back.
the big thing.
He was able to pull him back side by side into one. Here comes Blake Reynolds. He's going to be able to clear.
Kevin King may have a shot
Whoa.
at this.
They're wrecking for 29th. Kept it together, though.
Yeah, we're keeping it green now past the point of no return.
Mercurio needs a great turn 2 and a push from Kevin King to have a chance. He does not get a good turn 2.
It's going to have to send it here, I think. He may lose second.
Yeah, they're side by side for second. Blake Reynolds is in the perfect spot right here. So he swept both stages and off at turn number 3. Blake Reynolds is going to win the 73 Creative Pennsylvania 400K.
Oh, they are wrecking. Oh, they are wrecking big.
See, that's when I was saying the wrecks could have been worse.
Yeah. Oh, Chris Sweat's just clobbered that inside wall.
Oh my God.
Oh, back into traffic.
Nathan Rabideau just took out like 10 cars there on that front straightaway.
Let's go bowling. It was the Go Bowling 400 at Pocono, and he's living up to that former name today.
Philip Cecil McCandless has left the Pocono Speedway in disgust.
It's Raceway.
What is Michael Frisch doing back there? Just causing more damage to his car.
What's We're gonna continue this action. We have another race after this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic.
We have an exclusive announcement related to the next E-Racer event. So stay tuned for that.
No, Frisch almost wrecked him.
Oh, well. He did what Jeb Burton couldn't, face first into the barrels.
Oh.
I mean,
Blake Reynolds going to do some well-deserved donuts, burnouts, 11s, whatever you want to call them. Going for that perfect circle. I don't think... he kind of gives up there. Goes up to his teammate, Robert Dorman. Okay.
There we go.
Not very organized. And there we go. Zach Johnson is aggressively typing.
Oh, that's me. I'm sorry.
All right, Sean, there's the results.
There they are. As you can read, Blake Reynolds, your winner here this evening. Brian Mercurio comes in second. Kevin King, last week's winner at New Hampshire, will finish third. Michael P. Frisch will come home fourth. Matthew Zwack, Wyatt Tinsley, Dylan Basin, Brandon Hawken, Kevin McAdams recovers to a solid ninth place finish. And Jacob Hitz, Nate Stewart rounds out the top 10.
yeah, so finishing in the 11th position is Logan Helton. Ethan Corder finishes in 12th. David Cabrera brings it home 13th. Tyler Landon 14th. Nathan Rabideau 15th. Michael Rosero 16th. Jordan Kuhn 17th. Jonathan Oates 18th. Nick Miller 19th. And Isaac Johnson finishes in 20th. Oh, I guess I can't throw to him. How about Josh?
Throw to the producer for the next.
Well, yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Chris Wetz in 21st, Andrew Cootie in 22nd, Spencer Ray 23rd, Jake Poulin 24th, Ryan Naraki 25th, Scotty Smith 26th in the Maroon Machine, 27th to Lane Tidwell, 28th to Dylan Dreiling, 29th to Jeremy Clapper Newell, and 30th goes to our friend and VR driver, Brett Pancari. Blake.
31st to Michael Cozy Jr., 32nd Andy Margot. Unfortunately, 4 and 5 laps down, respectively. 33rd was Evan Rice. Matt Spalding was 34th. Brett Jones finished in 35th. 36th was Blake Bryant. 37th, Robert Dorman. 38th went to Landon Mills. Brandon Cattell finished in 39th. And Cole Pocken was 40th. 41st, Malik Ray. 42nd was Josh Parker. Clint Roberts finished in 43rd. And Devin Mistack was in 44th. 44 cars of 46 that attempted to qualify. And Sean, you've caught up with Blake Reynolds.
Oh, I have. It's Blake Reynolds. You've been sitting there on the front straightaway. Is it getting hot in that car there while you were waiting for us to get you up here?
No, I shut it off, Sean.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, so you made the race-winning move on the final lap. So go ahead and walk us through what your thought process was and how you were going to think about processing that thought to win the race and how you did it.
Well, I was thinking about choosing to sit in third right behind him just to get a better reaction, but, the guy, the last several restarts, hadn't been firing off very good. Oh, I just blew up. On the
There
first
it is.
straightaway. I just decided to get on that front row there. I knew Frisch was behind me, and I figured he might know when Bryant's going better than I would. He has a better line of sight. So you get to my bumper, and then that high side just has better momentum as it hauls down, Long Pond or Turn 1 or really anywhere. The high side seemed to be the place. So that was my thinking, and then I threw it in there, coming to the white in Turn 3. I knew if I just got to that left rear, and yeah, I got there, and then I drove it off into 1, and his tire seemed to give up right there.
Did you know you had the win in the bag? Because I think you were talking all race about how Brian was going to screw up at some point on the final lap, and you're going to take advantage. Those were your words verbatim.
No.
So how did you feel knowing that you had Brian Mercurio in front of you and it was all but in the bag?
I did not have it in the bag because I made that strategy almost work at New Hampshire just last week. The exact strat that Brian did. So he had a really good shot there, but I just made sure that I made the move before the white flag. If I was going to open the door, it had to be before the white flag. So that's why I threw it in there in 3.
I'm just trying to cause unnecessary drama. We're all friends with Brian here, so no worries. But
this move is full. Pretty full.
It's been fuller.
I mean, you got Jacob, you got Josh, you got Blake, you got Sean, you got Ben, and of course Zach Johnson, the beautiful Zach Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
Zach Johnson.
Oh man,
He's beautiful.
You won the race with the race sponsor on your car too.
Yeah.
you did mention
Jonathan
that it
Oates.
gave you extra power, so that's
It did.
Is
Yeah,
it
it
rigged?
did. I think it is rigged. You know, I won both stages. Didn't get the pole, unfortunately. I think that's where the glitch in the matrix happened, but I did get the kind of the grand slam in a way. All stages and the win.
wow.
I'd say a max point stay.
Well, Blake, nonetheless, you come out with max points, as you mentioned. You win a rigged race with the race sponsor on your car, but nonetheless, you drove a fantastic race, exciting finish. I'm going to say the question that is the number one question all broadcasters must ask: who do you have to thank for your win here tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 73 Creative, Jonathan Oates, of course, First for Racing, Complex Simworks, Christian, and everyone back there. For sponsoring our regular efforts in our black and red car, usually. You guys for broadcasting. And then I heard next week there's going to be some drama because of some double booking.
Oh.
That should be interesting. Am I correct?
Zach?
I think he knows more than us. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, Blake, thank you.
I was told that.
Blake, stop causing drama. Dang
I
it.
will cause drama.
Okay.
Now let me take a sip of my ice cold Coca-Cola product.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Blake. Congratulations.
Whoa.
Blake Reynolds. We'll have our second place finisher. Kevin King is caught up with Jacob Hitz. Jacob.
Kevin King coming home in second tonight. Is there... What? Did Sean really lie to me?
Yeah, he came up third. Just want to make sure you're paying attention.
That didn't sound right because I was like, wait, didn't Mercurio finish in second? I'll talk to Brian then. We'll have Josh talk with Kevin. But Brian, second place. Is there anything you could have done? Oh, and Kevin left. All right. Well, Brian, is there anything you could have done there at the end of this deal, a la Casey Kerwin, or maybe something else up your sleeve that could have got you could have gotten the win tonight?
I don't know. With the two tires there, it's just I didn't have the drive off the corner that I needed. So, especially once Blake got to me, or right to my rear bumper there, taking the white, I knew he was probably going to be able to send it in like he did in turn 3. And if I was on 4, I probably just could have kept rolling the top a little bit better, try to gas it up in the center of the corner and not let him clear me, just so we were side by side going down the long pond. But just with the two tires, I didn't have the traction like he did. So kind of sucks too, because you figure sometimes being the leader on those restarts is an advantage, but bottom lane did not go, and those three of Blake, Frisch, and Zwack had an absolutely textbook start, and that gave Blake such a leg up on me already going into turn 1. So that was big for him. So good job to Blake for being able to capitalize on the fresh tires. I want to win at Pocono, dude. That's all it comes down to. It's my home. It's my home track. So I'd trade in all my other wins from this season just to make sure I can win at Pocono. So not gonna lie, finishing second really sucks.
Well, we're going to a third of Pocono next week when we go to Indianapolis, and we're running the oval there, not the road course. So
Thank God.
Taking these things to Indianapolis, it's not something that we really do much. So it's going to be a little bit of a different challenge, right? The next gen's at that track?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if we're getting a new version of Indianapolis, I think. So either way, Indianapolis, I haven't run on the oval in a hot minute, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I guess you could say Indy's also kind of like Pocono here. I mean, that's what they modeled turn 2 here at Pocono after the turns at Indy. So yeah, I don't know. Been running a lot of flat tracks here with New Hampshire, Pocono, and then Indy. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Just finishing on the bottom step of the podium, that sucked. Finishing third tonight.
Whoa,
Brian Mercurio finished third tonight.
guys. Derek Carr is a New York Jet. Brian Mercurio, your reaction?
Shut up. You're full of it.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
I mean, considering he and Devontae Adams, I think, like bought houses next to each other in Las Vegas. That like kind of sucks. Like you got to find a new house and shit. So, I mean, playing for the Jets is already bad enough. I get it, but like, man, like
Apologize.
you just bought this big old house.
We're live, Brian.
Okay.
You said the S word. You can't say that on our professional broadcast, Brian.
Right. Okay. If anybody got offended, my sincerest apologies go out to you.
That's
Whatever,
a line
buddy.
drive into left
I
center
accept
field.
your apology.
Yeah. Playing for the Jets would be unfortunate. I mean, Zach Wilson's got that dog in him. We all know what happened to him this offseason, so to have a replacement for my boy Zach would be kind of unfortunate. He better go off this year, so just you watch.
Okay,
Those are my
buddy.
comments.
That's going off like 30 interceptions. Thanks for your time, Brian. We'll see you next week.
Wow. Way to just cut it off like that. Yo.
That's not very nice for Brian.
Well, I mean, you know, it's the Jets. I think the Jets are going to do pretty well this year. They might actually get close to 500.
All right,
Fly,
Blake
Eagles,
McCandless has found Kevin King. Blake.
I have. Kevin,
Hi.
did you have fun tonight?
Yeah, I did. Actually had a lot of fun considering it took forever.
Yeah, that's how these
on.
FTF
Wait.
races tend to go. They're pretty
We
long.
ended a race before midnight.
Well, I know. I'm not saying it was like a wreck fest. It's Pocono. Like a lap takes forever.
We haven't finished a race before midnight in like forever. We talked about that last week. That it seems like we haven't finished a race like in the same day.
Jacob, it's only 9 o'clock. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it
it's
is
9
Okay.
o'clock.
9
There we go.
o'clock. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, it was a good race. I mean, the one thing that I've noticed that it kind of just shows the shortcomings of this car is this track in general. Like you can't, the arrow's so broken that you can't even have a good run without it losing it all to side draft and draft in front of you. So that was unfortunate. I think that made the racing a lot worse.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. You kind of have to plan your moves, and it's hard to like. I mean, you can kind of move high in one. It seems like
Yeah.
you can kind of run the third or fourth lane if you can just hit it right, but otherwise, it's just kind of hard to do anything. So, I mean, with that, anything more you could have done to try and kind of cut through that and maybe have a run at Blake or Brian?
Yeah, I probably should have started behind Blake, just to have that high side momentum. I almost lost third going to turn one. I was like in fifth already. So I think if starting in on the high side would have been beneficial, but I wasn't going to be able to pass Blake unless they got together or something. I did a bonsai move, but I think I probably had to shut up Brian if I did that, but it was going to be tough regardless. Yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. I ran fifth gear, lost a lot of the race trying to save fuel, and it helped save tires, and that's how I went an extra lap. But other than that, it was frustrating yet still fun to try to run as hard as those guys do.
All right, well, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you for being here. We doing moon car?
Oh,
I don't think Travis is home. I think he's out at
He is out.
Pockets and Brews.
Yeah.
Real.
Let's
Unreal.
see. Let's check the latest Snapchat from Travis here. Yeah, he's still there.
Jesus.
He's gonna host Mooncar from Pockets and Brewers.
We're gonna have a logo on his car in 2 weeks or whenever he's racing.
I
the late
heard,
model.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me about that. You guys are sponsoring the pro late model.
Yeah, he showed him some support. He's a good guy. He does a lot for the community. I figure why not? So that'll be cool to see it, but I hope he does well.
Can we expect to see you at Hickory when he's making his debut, Kevin?
If someone FaceTimes me, yes. But otherwise, no. I'll watch it on Flow Racing. Does that count?
That counts.
That
We
counts.
just want to see you there, man.
I know. Well, yeah, I could just, FaceTime me and I'll just put myself there, but not really there.
All right, well, that
No,
works.
I hope he does well. Hope he has a blast. Hope he comes out of there safe and is just like, holy shit, race car drivers are nutty because they all are.
Yep.
I think it'll be good for him to run the dirt late model next weekend. I think it'll be good to get that out of the way and then hop in the other car because I think if the dirt race goes well, I think he'll be way more confident for the Hickory race.
Yeah, dirt's nuts too. That's when I did dirt racing, I did dirt stuff. But it's if he can do that, then he can jump into a late model, at least have some whereabouts with him.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's all. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Everyone have a good day, night, whatever.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're not getting Juan Soto.
Congratulations on second place.
Appreciate it. I got third, but I'll take second if they want to give it to me.
Give it time.
First non-Coke Series driver, so that's actually you're the real winner.
True. That's right. Yeah, screw those guys. All right. Thank
Well,
you.
for now.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, that was Kevin King. Your second/third place win. It's like turns at Pocono. Nobody really knows.
And Josh Mendoza's caught up with Benjamin Easterday. Josh.
Ben, race controlling, how did it go today?
I think it went pretty well. We only had one issue that we might be dealing with, but other than that, it was pretty good.
Do we know if the results are official at this time?
Yeah, the results are official.
So
I had to talk with the gaming council to double.
Oh,
check,
no.
No, no.
Pretty good.
Oh no.
I thought I'd hear that phrase.
So we've been having a heated debate up here, and officially, is the track 3 or 5 turns?
It's 3 turns, but if you're a crew chief or a driver, I can understand it being 5 turns.
He's half right.
So,
I mean,
wow.
if you're a crew chief or a driver, you need to communicate like, all right, entry of 1, middle, and then exit of 2. Like, be able to.
But you do
communicate
that everywhere, right?
Yeah, but as far as like a casual view or anything like that, it's 3 turns. Like, it's not a full 90 degrees, so it's not a full 2 turns.
There you go. Well, that answers that one. I mean, there's clearly no room for any sort of debate with that answer. So thank you, Ben.
Yeah,
that was
wrong, and I'm right.
Wow. Okay, Jacob. When does this pass here expire? What's up, Blake?
Broadcast is over. Good night.
Oh, goodbye.
Cool.
Oh, we were supposed to be getting the raid.
I was just interrupting you again. You can't finish. I was just making a joke to kind of wrap it up.
Okay, well, Ben, who do you have to thank for tonight's performance?
Everyone. Kevin for allowing me to come in and do the officiating, but Justin Malillo, who wasn't here, but he runs this thing and does a great job at it. So got to thank him for doing it all. All right, thanks, Jake.
What the heck was that? Sounded like a pig sneeze.
All right. That's it for tonight, everybody. Goodbye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye from New York. It's Saturday.